Alright guys, I don't even really know how to start this video. I just know I have a couple of thoughts and I want to express them. And I made a commitment to myself that I was going to document the things that I was feeling, thinking, all that kind of stuff during this pandemic. And I haven't done that, mostly because I'm going through a huge transition, a huge shift, right? And that's been very hard work. It's been extremely hard work, and I've let go of the reins a little bit of my responsibilities, or even not even responsibilities, but like the things I said I was gonna do. I'm starting to lean a little more into self-care and a little less into, well, I said I was gonna do it, so I have to do it, right? I'm gonna try not to hold y'all long. Y'all know I like to talk, but I'm gonna try not to hold y'all long. I got a couple things that I want to say. I want to first start by giving you a few descriptors. I'm a woman. I'm black. I'm a teacher. I'm a dancer. I'm an actor. I am a friend, a sister, a lover, a daughter, a granddaughter, an aunt, a godparent, a friend, a friend, a friend. I say that because the majority of the people that I love are my friends. I have more friends than I have family. And I want to be clear, I'm not placing any amount of importance, but friends are the family that we choose. And my friends are important to me. And my mother always says that family is my middle name. So my family is important to me. And they're all important to me. My black family, my white family, my Hispanic family, my European family, African family, Asian family, South American family, North American family, Oceanic family. I don't even know if that's the correct term. I apologize. But all of the people that I call friend, all of the people who have shown me kindness and grace and love, whether I consider you a friend or not, whether you just show me, I love you. I love you and I appreciate you. And I acknowledge that you are a person that sees me as a human. You see me as a human. But the fact that you see me as a human means that there are people out there that don't. Because of the color of my skin, because of my gender, because of my identity, because of the way that I wear my hair, the way that I speak. I'm less important, I'm less human, I'm not as valuable as you. And that hurts. That hurts. And I've had so many conversations with so many people about my experience, and it's like the instant response is disbelief. No way. No, seriously? And some of that disbelief is genuine. Okay, you're being dramatic. I don't think that ever happened. And some of it is like, that just really doesn't logically make sense. Why would that happen in America? How could that happen in America? America is supposed to be this great country. About a month ago, I launched Superhuman, ironically. And the whole premise behind it is not about being more than human, not having like any special capabilities or superpowers, but being super space human, as in very human, as in very messy, as in ups and downs, highs and lows, lefts and rights, as in I have the right to feel, as in I have the right to do, as in I have the right to be. And I have the right to be loved for who I am in my core, on my best days and my worst days. And I'm speaking to myself, but I'm speaking to y'all too. And out of all my descriptors, I didn't say super black, super woman, super teacher, super dancer, super doula, super childbirth educator, super yogi. I said superhuman. Because it never even occurred to me that I would say anything else. Because I am human. That's my race. But there are people out there who disagree. I'm going to share with you guys a story today about a time where a friend and I, good friend of mine, we had a run-in with the police, and I'm gonna share a couple thoughts with you guys. And all that I ask is that you, if you're watching this video, you probably are already doing this, but all that I ask is that you listen, consider, try not to judge. The first thing I'm going to say is my intention is not to compare. I'm going to be very clear about that. It's not about comparing, because we all have our struggles, and inequality anywhere is unacceptable. But I want to point out the differences in progress. Okay? So let's take women's rights, for example. Women's rights were not even a thing for a very long time. Women were culturally, in most cultures, always considered less than important than men. And it's been that way for a very long time. But when women rallied together, beautiful, proud women like Shirley Chisholm rallied together and said, no, actually, I do have something to say. Actually, my education is worth it. Actually, I am valuable. You know? There was change. You know, there's laws were made, right? So you look at people like Shirley Chisholm and all the other great women who, regardless of color, have fought for our rights and have made it a point to just point out why it was important that women have these opportunities, right? And then women were awarded these opportunities. Okay? You look at Black people, and we've been saying the same thing for so long. The same thing for so long. And they say change is the only constant, but it's really interesting because not that much has changed for my people. I read a tweet today that said the Senate unanimously agrees that lynching is illegal. Now, I didn't open the article. I don't know how old it is, but it's an article, so it can't be that old. And I had a moment where I was like, what? So you mean to tell me murder is illegal, period? Doesn't matter how you do it. Doesn't matter if you run somebody over with a car. Doesn't matter if you stab them, shoot them, drown them, poison them. Murder is illegal. How naive of me to think that lynching, something that's associated specifically with my people, would be illegal by now. Are you guys kidding me? I'm not gonna rant. Another example, you look at like the LGBTQ plus community. So much love for them. I'm extremely proud of how they've been able to incite change, how they've been able to just unapologetically be themselves. I'm so inspired by that. And I'm proud. I'm really, really proud. But I have to wonder, why haven't we seen that change in our community? And you listen to people debate about it, and they say we're not unified. They say we don't have a leader. They say all of these things, and I'm like, that all sounds really good, but it's simple. It's simple logic. It's simple human rights. It's really simple. And I just, wow. People are exhausted, man. People are tired. People are so tired. Doesn't mean we're gonna stop fighting, but we are tired. I'm so tired, I'll run away. And that's my truth. Travel is my escape. I was reading this article recently about how James Baldwin and all the other famous, beautiful Black artists spend so much time in like London or France or wherever. and I can't remember if it was James Baldwin or if it was somebody else, but there was a direct quote that said the first time, and I think they were talking about Russia, the first time I went to Russia, it was the first time I felt like a full human being. The first time. It's the first time that person felt like a full human being. Y'all, I just... We fight. We do it this way, it's not good enough. We do it that way, it's not good enough. We do it this way, it's violent. And where is the change? How much has actually changed? And when I say actually changed, I do mean laws, but I also mean abiding by them. I also mean indictments. I also mean we have you on video, we have the evidence. It's supposed to be beyond reasonable doubt. Is it reasonable to doubt something that is on video? I guess it is for some people, because some people feel like my people are less than human. So anyway, I'll try to make it short. My mother says that I love to tell a good story with all the details, and my intention is not to hold you. I do love to tell a good story though. I like to paint the picture. This is not a good story. This is a story that, even though it happened very long ago, still comes up, still it has its own whole group of triggers that is created in my life. And sadly enough, it's not the only story I have. I have plenty of stories. For a while I thought, man, I must just have really bad luck with the police, because they're always pulling me over. How naive of me. So, college, right? I went to Clark Atlanta University, the illustrious Clark Atlanta University. Love my HBCU. Quick plug. I won't get too deep into it another time. But some friends of mine had rented a house nearby in the West End, and went over there to hang out with them. The plan was to go to Taco Cabana, go bowling. So I was like, man, I don't know why I'm so sleepy. We all decided to ride together. I leave my car at their house. Meeting other people at Taco Cabana, full table full of us. Those of you who know, you know. Taco Cabana was the spot. So I am like, wow, man, I'm starting to feel like y'all hot, you know? And then it hits me. You're coming down with something. And I'm like, dang. But it hit me like a brick. I was like, okay, I gotta go. So my car, like I said, was at my friend's house. I didn't make it to the bowling alley. I was at Taco Cabana, hanging on by a thread. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When it actually hits you, it's like, ugh. So I'm already sickly. Like I'm already not feeling well. I'm irritable. I'm hot. Like that feeling behind my eyes. I'm like, I just can't. Not to mention, I have to get to my car and still have to drive myself to my house. You know what I mean? Pick up some medicine on the way. All that. Just giving you context. So we get to my friend's house, and my car is parked out front. And you know how when you're gonna reverse into your driveway, you pull out a little bit. So we pulled out a little bit, and these two cop cars, I mean, race up to us. And I'm like, whoa, like we're both like, whoa. Immediately thinking, well, they must be in pursuit of, you know, something else. We must just be in the way. My friend starts to reverse. Excuse me, it's very much like stop the car, turn the engine off. And I'm like, that's unusual. Because mind you, I've been pulled over a lot. Excuse me. I should have had some tissue handy. I apologize. I've been pulled over a lot. I have been pulled over a lot. And the protocol is always, you pull me over from the back. You coming from the opposite direction of the street that we turned on. And then you come to my window and we have a conversation, and I say, hey, is there a problem, officer? You know what I'm saying? Like this, the banter. the conversation that you have to have. None of that happens. None of that happens. Very quickly, it's passenger, put your hands on the roof of the car, take the keys out of the ignition very slowly, throw them out of the window, get out of the car, lay on the ground face down. Talking to my friend who is a black man. I immediately was overcome with heat. And it wasn't my cold, I was livid. My window's down, and I'm like, hey, is anybody gonna come and tell us why we're getting pulled over? And the first thing my friend said before they even asked to do all that was, Lord, please don't let me go to jail today. And I'm like that devastated me, that broke my heart. Because he knew at that moment he knew that we were about to be mistreated. We were about to be disregarded. We were about to be treated like criminals. And that we were going to have to comply if we wanted to get through the situation. At the time, I was just angry. I was just angry because I'm like, I'm sick, I'm tired, I want to go home. We weren't speeding. We were literally driving on a 2-lane road to get here. So somebody please come and tell me why we're getting pulled over. My arms are getting tired because no one's telling us anything. My arms getting tired. Pull my arms down. Probably to grab a tissue or something like I need right now. I can't remember exactly. And I'm being yelled at. Passenger, put your hands back on the roof of the car. And you know how in the movies where they open their car door and they stand behind their car door to protect themselves? Guns drawn, pointed at us. When I took my hands off the roof of the car, I wasn't thinking clearly. I'm under stress. But that could have been a reason enough at least for them to use force, open fire, anything. Because what I didn't know at the time was that they thought we had stolen the car and that we were criminals. And so from their perspective, we're unpredictable. Who knows what we're gonna do? I had no idea at the time. I had no idea. And I look over at my friend and he's face down on the ground in handcuffs, like face to the concrete. Very humiliating. And the officer that's closest to me says, I'm leaving. Going where? And so he starts to pack up and pull off, and I hear we're supposed to be looking for Michigan plates, or actually I think he said Detroit tags, and I just want to make sure he knows Detroit tags are not a thing. I don't mean to make light of the situation, but it's the state, not the city. And so I'm starting to connect the dots. So you're looking for someone in particular, whoever you're looking for, you obviously pose them as a threat, right? They obviously pose a threat. I'm sorry, I apologize. Get my grammar correct. You think we're those people, and that's why you haven't offered us an explanation. But now you're about to leave after you've ruined my night, raised my blood pressure, my heart level, my anxiety, and you're about to leave with no explanation. And so they're pulling off. People are walking away. I mean, walking back to not walking back to their cars, driving away, closing their doors, pulling off. I look behind me. There are at least 7 other police cars. I think I counted 12 total. 7 other police cars behind us. I had no idea we were surrounded by the police. I had no idea. Because the police in front of us had their lights flashing. And I'm thinking the light flashing that I'm seeing is not coming behind me. And I don't know if they were really quiet or if I was just so stressed that my radar didn't even register. I had no idea there were that many police officers behind us also drawing their guns at us. It breaks my heart to have to acknowledge that my response of demanding an explanation could have been all they needed to do us harm. And they did do us harm. They did. Because they treated us wrong. They made a mistake. And the only person that came to apologize was a black officer from a nearby campus. Went over to my friend, helped him off the ground, and said, I apologize. You know, we're looking for a stolen vehicle, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. your plates match. You know, we got the call, we showed up. And my friend said, that sounds good, but you're not the one that handcuffed me, and you're not the one that put me on the ground. And I'm at this moment, I'm still registering. And it's like, okay, so you mean to tell me the stolen car you're looking for matched the make, the model, the color, the same license plate, and the only difference was that these are Georgia plates and you're looking for Michigan tags? What are the odds? What are the odds that this is actually happening? I don't buy it. I think whoever made the call was being reckless, was being careless, and didn't care to make sure they had the details, but they saw two young black people driving a car and thought, oh, that's them. You didn't even care to check the you didn't even care to make sure you were doing your job effectively. You ruined my night. You've caused me trauma, anxiety, as if my relationship with the police wasn't already bad before that. You've humiliated me and my friend. And you left without so much as an explanation or an apology. And it took me a very long time to come to terms with the fact that it didn't matter how many letters I wrote or how much I talked about the story. If they knew they had to apologize, if they knew there would be consequences for not apologizing, they would have done it. The headlines could have very, very quickly, very easily been 2 college students falsely pulled over, shot, harmed, arrested, whatever scenario my head can come up with. Very easily. And you know why I know that? Because people have been shot and killed for less. People have been detained for less and mysteriously committed suicide while they were in police custody. So I'm gonna wrap up here. I'm gonna wrap up. Like I said, I didn't really have a particular point. I wanna be a part of the documentation of what's happening right now, how we're feeling. I want to use my voice. I want to encourage other people to think, be accountable for their actions. I want to say I'm human. I'm human. I don't claim to be any more human than you, beside the fact that I don't look at you and feel that you are not as valuable as me. And whatever it is that makes people look at black people and feel fear, whatever it is that terrifies you so much about us, I really hope you're able to overcome that. Because we deserve better, and to be honest, you deserve better too. You owe it to yourself to do better, to be better. And I will do what black women always do. Continue to pray for you. Even when we're wronged. I hope to see change in my lifetime. No matter how late the laws come, I hope to see them. I hope to see more of a can't wait. I hope to see, more of the ending of police brutality, the accountability of police officers who use excessive force, the calling out of people who are racist and prejudiced. Injustice anywhere is unacceptable. Thank you for listening.